All right. Hi, Tony. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing pretty good. Let me just reintroduce myself before we get started. My name is Lian with Gartner. I'm just one of the account executives here. I'm talked to your assistant Joan on the phone last week, I believe, and we set up some time to meet today. Uh, how was your Easter weekend?
It was really good. It wasn't long enough, but
Was it long enough? What'd you get to do? Did you
sure.
get to hang out with your family or anything?
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time I've really been able to hang out with them since COVID, so it was really nice seeing everybody. Did you have a good weekend?
I did. I got to go home and see my family and go to a park, walk my dog. I don't really get to
There
see
you
my
go.
dog too often, but so did you pick up any new hobbies recently?
Um, Not really. Just trying to get used to this new CIO role.
New sale role? How long have you been in the role for?
Only 3 months, so I'm still pretty new here.
Still pretty new? Okay. So are they having you working like a full 40 hours then, or are they trying to work you overtime?
I actually like overtime. I'm a workaholic, so I don't
Workaholic?
mind the overtime.
Okay. Yes, it's all about, I'm assuming, trying to make one of those good, some good impressions, you know, to the new boss.
Absolutely. Always about the impressions.
Always about the impressions. Well, that's awesome to hear. So myself too, I'm a workaholic too. So I value your time and my time. So why don't we just dive right into this? The purpose of today's meeting was just kind of, exploring some of those partnerships Gartner and United Bank has to offer. Was there anything you wanted to be sure to include in today's conversation?
I'm kind of going with the flow here.
Going with the flow? Okay. I just want to make sure we're going to be able to identify some of those like next steps into helping you guys find solutions. Now, was 15 minutes still okay for you today?
Yeah, 15 minutes works.
Okay, perfect. Now, by the time we're done here, we should have a better understanding of what Gartner can do for United Bank. Now, just kind of seeing where you're at, what are your goals for the next upcoming quarter, kind of short-term goals?
Short-term goals, I would really like to see us take a deeper dive into some of our contracts.
Some of your
And
contracts? Okay.
also focus on some research a bit more because one of our long-term goals is to cut cost by 4% and increase our revenue by 10%.
Okay, and if I'm hearing that correctly, just kind of like quantifying those numbers, you want to, reduce that budget by 4% and you're looking to increase your revenues by 10%. Was that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
And if I remember correctly, your annual revenue from last year is about 1.2 billion. Is that correct?
Yes, also correct. Yeah.
Okay. And how do you plan on achieving some of these goals?
Like I said, like we really want to take a deeper dive into our contracts. I don't want to step on any toes because I'm so new here. So all of the contracts that I need to go through, I would run them by somebody who deals directly with those contracts to make sure, yes, we can cut them. Yes, it's acceptable to cut them, you know. And the research, I actually have interns doing our research, but it's just a basic Google search. They do follow up on every, I guess, lead that they get, but again, it's just Google.
Okay. And in what kind of time frame are we looking at this for this? Because I know I had mentioned short term, I want to see what you can do in 90 days, but was there like a specific time frame you were looking to get this done in?
I mean impressions, right? We kind of talked about it before. So I mean as quick as possible, but in a sufficient amount of time.
Okay, and to quantify that, we're thinking, less than 30 days then?
I would say probably yeah, I would say 60 days would be sufficient.
60 days would be sufficient. Okay. And now what happens if you don't achieve these goals?
I mean there's no set in stone, I guess, punishment, but again, those impressions, I really do like this job and I I would like to keep it for
Yeah,
years.
I understand that. Very new role position. And I do understand United Bank is coming up in their 100-year anniversary of being in business. Is that right?
We are, yeah, we're actually having a little party on Friday.
That's awesome to hear. Great way to end the week. Now, just to learn a little bit more about this decision-making process, are you the sole decision maker today, or is there a few other people that need to kind of be involved in this process?
Well, I mean, I will be the person that, I mean, makes the decision, but depending on how much it costs, I will have to run the numbers by our CFO, Megan.
Okay, so is your CFO Megan available to meet with us today then?
She is not actually. Nope, she's busy.
She's busy? Okay. We can set up some time later on to meet with her then and kind of go over some of those numbers too, once we kind of learn more about Gartner. Now, what is your guys' current budget and what you guys are currently using? Because I know you mentioned Google, and Google is kind of like a free resource, but
Yeah.
what's the monetary value here with your budget?
So right now I have a $12 million budget. Half of that goes to my employees. The other half goes to my contracts.
Other half goes to the contracts. Okay. So if I'm understanding that correctly, you got about $6 million going into labor costs, and then that other 6 million is kind of going into contracts. And then were there any fees associated with kind of, finding the research for the contracts?
There was a $1,500 like year fee, but
With what the outside resources you were using?
yes.
Okay. And now with what you're currently using, do you understand what's going on in the market currently with what your employees are currently doing?
I don't because I'm still new here.
Still
I do
new, still busy?
yeah, but my previous role was as an accountant, so
You do have a little bit of understanding. So do you think if we could probably explore a little bit more what kind of like cost optimization solutions we'll be able to provide for you, it'd be insightful for you?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So what I can do for you today is tell you a little bit more about Gartner and kind of look into what we have to offer. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now if that's all right with you.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Let me know when you can see it. All right. So are we all good?
Yep, all good to go.
All right. So like I said, my name is Lian with Gartner. I'm an account executive here. And just to get to the feel of what Gartner is and what we're doing here, at Gartner, we are one of the world's leading research and advisory companies, and we help business leaders across all major functions in every industry and enterprise size with helping them achieve their objectives and making the right decisions. Now, how Gartner adds value to you, we provide unbiased research compared to, Google. You said you guys have used Google before, and you know how that kind of search engine, you can pay the highest paying website owner to be at the top. That comes up in your top search result. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be able to provide unbiased research to you and kind of negotiate some of those contract deals out for you and check the prices. And our main goal here at Gartner is kind of mitigating that risk for you because we're here to help you make the right, quick, and cost-effective decisions along with exploring solutions to those contracts. Our goal is to be, the CIO's best friend in this situation to help you save money and save time. So what we have to offer you today is kind of a 3-package deal. Now, I don't have time to go into very much detail on all of them, but I will go over a little bit in each category, okay?
Okay, perfect.
So in our package deal here, we have research, cost optimization, and our executive partner. Now, this is packaged together as kind of like a gym membership where you get like a 3-in-1 kind of bundle, okay?
Okay.
So with our research optimization tool here, we're going to look at the Magic Quadrant. Now, at the Magic Quadrant, you're going to be looking at kind of all different players in the industry, and it's going to show you where the current market is at. And looking inside each quadrant, you guys are also going to be able to look at products within and kind of figure out what's the best fit for United Bank. Now, does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and you can see how it kind of, helps differentiate yourself and kind of looks into what the other competitors are doing within your market.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to definitely give you that competitive advantage to kind of see what other businesses are doing within your market, because I know it's a very important thing to you guys. Now, the next tool here is our cost optimization IT budget tool. Now, what this is a benchmarking tool. This is going to tell you what other companies are spending and where you can increase some of your budgets in allocating those resources elsewhere and where to make those cuts in those other sections. Now, I remember you said it was very important to you to make that 4% budget cut mark, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and you can see how this kind of adds some value to United Bank, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and then moving on to, you said you wanted to increase those revenues. Just kind of looking at our contract review system here, we're able to, with, on average, about 75% of those contracts we look at, we're saving you on average 15 to 20%. And looking at the average deal size from what we're seeing, at that very minimum, that 15%, we're saving you guys about, or most people, $750,000 in each contract, and that's at that minimum 15%. So if you bump it up to 20,000, 20%, it's gonna be a little bit more. Now, can you see how that adds some more value there as well in increasing your revenues by 10%?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, sorry, did you have something?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So now on our last part here, our executive partner, Our executive partner here is going to be your primary contact person. And the way that our portal works, we're going to provide to you through our website, our My Gartner portal, a personalized username and password that kind of helps you look and check what different systems are happening and what kind of reports you can get. And you can compare them in a limited amount of times. Now, our executive partners kind of help you navigate those Gartner tools. And what they're going to be able to do for you is set up monthly 60-minute individual meetings, and then they will do one on-site annually workshop with you and your team as well. I will say that a lot of our executive partners, though, are not afraid to go above and beyond. So if there's another target mark you're trying to reach by a certain point in time, a lot of our executive partners are not afraid to go above and beyond. Now, is there anything I can clarify with you so far that we've gone over?
I think I'm okay for right now.
Okay, I'm guessing you're probably kind of wondering, what's the price of this going to be, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So looking at the price, I want you to think of it not as a short-term fix, but a long-term solution. Now, with Gartner, we have a 3-year contract. There are no trials involved with this. It's going to bill you annually $50,000 per year. Now, is that price sitting kind of comfortable with you? Or you said previously that you guys had spent $1,500 beforehand. Does that kind of make you feel a little shaky?
Yeah, it's a big price jump from that 1,500. I mean, it's pretty huge, and I mean, being here for only a couple months, I don't know if I can really spend that right now.
Yeah, and like I said, just kind of going back to our contract review, in 75% of those contracts, we're going to save you, probably at least $750,000 per contract on that. And now, what I'm understanding is that, you're new and you don't want to, ruin your whatever you set up already previously. Are you not really seeing the value in what we're able to provide?
I don't want to step on any toes yet, and $50,000 for one contract seems like a lot.
Okay, yeah, and I understand that. Now, if you remember correctly, we, in the researching tools that you've used before, have you had any kind of executive consultant kind of, analyst helping you out along the way?
Apparently they did before I got there, and they weren't very good.
Weren't very good? Okay. And
I
yeah,
tried to
and
reach out to them, and they never answered. So
yeah, and the way Gartner kind of, just differentiates itself from other competitors in the market is that we offer that executive partner who's going to be there when you have questions and when you need to kind of, make those tough decisions. And I will say that, Gartner has over 135,000 different resources we pull from, and we have over 1,000 analysts, that kind of check the information for you to make sure it's verified, just to make sure you're not getting any biased information. Because like I said, we provide that unbiased information to you, and you're going to be able to compare and check different contracts all throughout. So you're going to be able to see, probably over 10% in increased revenue. And that's going to allow you to allocate those funds elsewhere and make those budget cuts where you need them. So does that kind of help alleviate your concern there?
yeah, absolutely. Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, and is there anything else I can clarify for you?
I think that's all.
Okay, now I understand you said your CFO, Megan, kind of vetoes or approves your budget. Is there any way we can schedule some time to meet with her next week, possibly at the same time?
Next week works for me.
All right, next week, same time?
Yep.
All right, perfect. Now, is there anything else I can do for you today, Tony?
I think that's it.
Okay, sounds good. I look forward to seeing you and Megan next week then at about 10:30. All right, I'll be sure to bring some more. I'll be sure to bring some more metric graphs and tables just to kind of look at what exactly we can pinpoint down for you guys.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right, perfect. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You as well.
Bye now.